Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a really long time, but in today's video, as you can see from the title, this is one of our most requested, or actually let me say my most requested video, and it's actually a story time of how my husband and I met. Now I've done a couple of videos, I think 2 videos relationship wise. The first one was I think when I got engaged, just like a short proposal story, and then the second time was when we're talking about I think who should I marry, like the spiritual confirmation, when we kind of talked about it. But in today's video, just in a more chilled, in a more relaxed, more gistful way, we decided to do this video. Now, I know that we look a little bit dressed. We actually went out and it's actually about almost 10 at night and we're actually using lights. So we're really tired. So please just, enjoy this video with us and yeah. So yes, we're just going to start. So if you'd like to know more, definitely keep watching, okay? So it's gonna be like a question and answer. I'll ask the questions, I'll say my dates, Bayo says dates. We'll try not to argue so that our stories are consistent, and we try to be extremely honest. Okay, so I'm gonna ask the first question from your own personal narrative. I need every detail, and obviously I know you don't lie, so every truthful detail. And just don't so that this video is not like 1 hour long, but interesting enough to keep watching. Sure. Okay, first question. What was the first thing you heard about me? Like, how did Tosin come into your life? I'm going to answer mine as well. How did Tosin come into your life? Now, let me keep quiet.
Okay, so it was basically a friend.
No, you have to say the way you know.
Yeah, I'm saying that. It was a friend of mine who attended, he attended the same church as her back in the days.
Back in the days was just 4 years ago?
Yeah.
No, was it 4 years?
Was it 4 years?
2014?
2014.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
That's 6.
So maybe five years now. Well, it'll be 5 years in October, I think.
Okay, calendar.
So this friend of mine basically dropped her name into a conversation I was having with him, and it was sort of it was an indirect recommendation. So I went online.
What was the conversation about? That's what you should actually say.
I don't remember the exact details of the conversation, but we're sort of speaking along the lines of perhaps godly women, that sort of thing that guys speak about. And then obviously I did my own little research, and then which was basically going online, seeing the contents she puts on her Twitter page. I think I actually went to your Twitter page.
Yeah, you told me.
Went there and then saw a couple of things online as well. So from there, obviously, you can tell, the kind of person someone is basically based on. Based on the things that, well, not necessarily from the way they think, but based on their online content. So that sort of helped me.
Okay, so I'm going to say this is the first instance. I'm not going to go in depth yet. So can I tell you my first experience of meeting Bayo? Now, I've been in Glasgow for like over a year. I was rounding up my master's dissertation. I didn't know him. I didn't have anybody. I wasn't dating anybody. And then randomly, in fact, no, let me be brutally honest. I had someone that was, like a suitor. The guy was asking me out. So randomly I would say it was maybe a weekend. I can't remember.
I think it was a weekday.
You think so?
Yeah, it was definitely a weekday.
And I can't remember. So randomly I was home. I remember that I was talking on Skype with the other guy that was, checking me out.
I'm not threatening.
I know.
No.
Anyway, so I was on the phone.
It's done.
It's okay, baby. I was on the phone with the other guy.
Price
stop! I was on the phone with the other guy.
Sealed and delivered.
Oh, glory.
Okay, yeah.
Glory.
Okay.
So I was on the phone with the other guy and my phone rings and I'm like, hi. I just said, obviously doing my husband talks now, it was like, hi, good afternoon, my name is Bayo. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, oh, I'm the youth leader of the youth, something along like our church. We attend reading, by the way. Our church was a youth leader and he just got to know me through a friend that was just thinking like really impressed with what he saw online. That he likes youth that are passionate for God.
I don't think I
That's exactly what you said. That's what you said. You said you saw some of my videos. I think you mentioned even the video I talked about when I had a dream. About who is your God.
Yeah, I think one
exactly. He actually made that was one of my
YouTube videos.
If I find that video, I'll try and insert a clip. If not, I'll just put the name at the base of this video. So talking about like someone I just thought I was really impressive, and I was, obviously that's the thing. At that period of my life, I was so on fire for God. So hearing a total stranger that is in my city, and now no one in Glasgow then knew I did YouTube because I'd only been there for about a year. So I was so happy, like, oh my God, I was like, oh, thank you so much. And the way he spoke to me on the phone, I'm not gonna lie to you, I thought it was like maybe like pastor of your parish. I thought we were like way older. He's 4 years older than me, by the way. I didn't know. I thought it was like, who's this uncle? And that was the end of the conversation, really. So I went off the call and I just started telling the guy, and I'm like, this young guy from he's a youth leader. Obviously, when you hear that, I was assuming like my youth leader in Nigeria is married with 3 kids. So I was assuming it was an older guy. I was like, that I feel so like inspired and I'm so grateful, and that was it. So I remember, so that's the next question. Yeah. That's the first instance. Yeah. So after that conversation, I remember that he said his name was Bayo, so I just saved his name as Bayo RCG. That's what I saved his name. What was the first thing you said my name was?
I think Tosin Alabi.
Okay, that's my maiden name, my YouTube name. So that was it. Yeah, that's good. Thank you for remembering. Next question. How was it the first time you saw me? I'm going to go first because you went first the last time. Okay, so the first time, now after this first conversation, we started talking on the phone, but nothing, it wasn't like we were chatting back and forth. It was probably maximum 2 conversations. It was just about, okay, if you have some time, another day he had called me, let's see, and let me know, like, it was professional. It wasn't like, in fact, I thought I was going for prayer meeting. I was like, oh, glory to God, like, someone that's also on fire for God like me. So that was the first time. And you guys, pardon me if my voice sounds a bit deep. God just delivered me from a really funny sore throat, but moving on swiftly. So that was the first, when you had the call about meeting out. And then the second time was on a Sunday morning. He had texted me. He was like, oh, we're going to see today. There's a place in Glasgow called The Keys. It's like, if you're in Nigeria, because I know a lot of Nigerians watch me. Okay, actually, let me use the London. It's like Westfield, and Nigeria is like the Palms. So it's like, maybe it's like a shopping center with like restaurants and a huge parking lot, that kind of place that would meet after church. I was like, oh yeah, cool. So after church, he comes to my church, but he's very good friends with my pastor of my own parish that I used to attend. We're not attending the same church, I forgot to say that. The same ministry, but not the same branch. Yeah, that's how to say it here. Not the same parish, not branch. So, and I think I didn't see him. I think he only texted me that he's having a meeting with my pastor. So I was like, I think that's what happened. We didn't see it, definitely. So definitely we didn't see it. I remember that he texted me that he's in my church, he's having a meeting. So I didn't know how he looked like, nothing. So I went back home to my flat. I was living alone. I'd left a student accommodation. And then around 5 o'clock, now after Sunday, after church, I always take a nap. After church, I went to bed, and then someone calls me and is like, he's waiting for me at the Keys. And let me not lie to you guys, like, in my brain, I'm like, this one is not serious. Like, you plan to see me, you didn't even tell me like 2 hours before. And I said, okay. So I called him, I told him, I said, okay.
And it was actually dark.
It was winter, it was winter, it was like October. It was really, it was dark, and it was gloomy. I'm like, obviously, like, you guys, I'm a babe. Even if I'm going to see a man of God, I need to look good. So I not sent him a message. I think I said, okay, that I just woke up, that I need to shower, and then I'll be there shortly. So I showered, I remember I wore a dress from River Island, midi dress. If I find a picture of that dress, I'll put it here as well. Midi dress, just had my hair down, my normal center parting, and I had my heels on. So I wore heels, like, I don't care, and I had my bag. But in my mind, I was going to go and Kabash. So, how I took a taxi and I went to the mall. Then I got there and I saw this guy. Just imagine the way my husband is buff now, like half his size. He was so skinny, not so skinny, but was skinny. He was standing in the cold. He had like this dog hat, but I didn't see his face because it was a bit dark. You know what I mean by dog hat? This hat that has like
Russia.
Yeah, that's what it is. He had that. So my taxi guy, obviously, like as a sharp guy, I don't want anyone paying for my taxi. As soon as I got into the cab, when I was about to come down, I already estimated how much it was going to be. You know, they have like these card meters. So I paid the guy the taxi fare. I sat at the back. So he comes and he opens the door, like when we was already standing outside, because I texted him that I was close. And then he opens the door for me, and I'm like, okay, gentleman. I had not seen his face. And he was like, have you paid for the taxi? Then I looked up, and I was like, yeah, I already paid. He was like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. And I looked at him, and I'm like, okay, not bad. And I realized
was that what you truly thought?
Honest to God, I was like, okay, not bad. Obviously, maybe not my exact choice of words, but it was just like, this guy's nice looking, and he was not as old as I thought he was. So my heart kind of did okay, but So that was the first instance I laid my eyes on you and you walked me into the mall. So I know yours is probably the same, but just speak about the first time you actually saw. You had been stalking me online, so you knew how I looked like.
Stalk?
Not stalk, stalk. Don't sound politically correct. Moving on swiftly.
So I think pretty much how she said it is, I think it's an accurate reflection. So on the day itself,
it was on a Sunday.
It was on a Sunday, and then I called her just to sort of find out where she was. I was already at the mall, the keys. Yeah. So I was waiting for her. She came in a taxi, and then both of us went into a restaurant that I thought we were going to have a conversation. So the first day pretty much was just both
No, that's not what I asked you.
Yeah.
What did you think when you laid your eyes on me? That was the question.
Not that I'm sounding spiritual, but to be quite honest, I'm not sure I was really into what I thought about how you.
Not in a lustful way. Or
sure.
Just, did I match the pictures you have been seeing online? Like, did I look different? Was there anything that you jumped out to you? Not like in the
sure. But I wouldn't. I don't think my focus was on anything physical. Like, not even lost. Like, I mean, I wasn't necessarily focused on appearance or anything like that. I think you could have come that day with your jammies and it still would not have made
jammies is pajamas.
Yeah,
it's Scottish.
It would still not have made any difference. So
okay, I understand where you're coming from. I'm not going to indulge because that's not gist. So
yeah, well that's gist. That's my. You ask for my opinion. That's your opinion.
Okay, babe. Next. Okay, so that's the first thing. So next question. How was the first conversation?
Yeah, I think the first conversation was actually really deep. I think both of us were speaking on like a wavelength that looks like we actually knew each other
from way back.
And the conversation was actually quite nice.
Everything was spiritual.
It was very spiritual. I think for me it was more like just sort of getting to know each other and then seeing if we have the same principles. If our perception of life was kind of different. It was a very serious conversation considering the venue we were at. But I think what I can say, we actually did it well. You know, I don't know about her. You know,
despite Chinese,
despite level of conversation, we had like, you know,
3 rounds was a buffet, so we ate a lot.
And I would say my general estimation of the night was that it was actually a pretty good night.
Yeah, I remember.
So like the conversation was so deep. There was nothing awkward about our conversation.
Yeah,
it was a natural conversation. As a lot of you can probably tell, I'm not like the shouty type, but I think we really spoke well on that day. It wasn't. There was no.
Animosity.
Not much. There was the energy wasn't. It was not like it was energetic or something like that. But it was just natural. It was smooth, you know. So I think the first day went well.
Yeah. And I think I didn't even realize it was a date. I saw it as a meeting. Yeah, so that really went well. You guys, it went so well for me. Like, and I remember that on that day, you said a scripture, and I read that same scripture that morning. That I held your hands. I don't know if you remember that. I was like, oh my God, that was exactly what I read this morning. You were not like you read it that same day. You were referring to a scripture. And I know obviously now, when you're so on fire for God, everything is focused for you. I was just like, hey, what are the odds, you know? And I not even started thinking in any way of, you know, dating. I just thought, oh my God, who is this profound person? That was actually how I saw it, how it came off. I was like, this guy is so profound. Like, you know when, like everything you've been reading, you're seeing is like a manifestation. That's how it came off to me on the first date. And then, I think that was that. That was that for the first date. Then the next question: how did you know when you wanted to be with me? So I'm gonna go first. No, let me go first. Actually,
let me go first. So for me, I would say I don't want to go into like deep spiritual things.
No, just be honest. Actually, I have a lot of spiritual people that watch me. My viewers are not shallow. Praise God.
Yeah. So I would say. There's a scripture that God gave me when I was 24 years old, which was a pointer for me. It was like a light that God. Let me put it this way: it's like, for example, if you're driving, there are landmarks. There are things you use to identify a particular place, and God sort of gave me that sort of thing, that landmark, that signal. and she pretty much looked like what God had spoken to my, to my soul, to my spirit. And so when I saw that, there was no need in asking God, is she the one again? Because it was just a confirmation. Let me put it this way. When Adam saw Eve, he came to a conclusion himself and he said, this is now bone of my bones. God didn't tell him anything. He knew that. So if God has given you a direction and you see the manifestation of it, you should just let it flow, from your spirit. Obviously, it wasn't me using my brain, It's God. God already gave me a signal. And when I saw that signal, I knew what I had to do. So for me, that was the confirmation. Nothing, nothing deep,
okay.
Nothing.
I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to give my own perception. I know it's not a question, I'm just going to say how it was. Okay, how did I know? Obviously, I told you guys that. So I met this guy on a Sunday. This now my husband, on a Sunday. On Monday, the next day, he sent me a text during the day that it was really nice hanging out with me yesterday, that he would call me later in the day. And I lost my old phone, or I don't know where. I still actually had those texts for the longest time. Sorry, love. And he texted me, and then later that evening, I think I responded, I said he was nice as well. No, pardon me guys, I skipped. The night when we met, when we finished talking, right? You know what the night when we finished talking? You guys, I took a taxi back home, and from that conversation of that taxi, from the conversation, when I was in that taxi, I know that this sounds really cheesy, but my spirit leaped for joy. I had so much joy in my heart going home that day. I told you this before, right? Because I know you're blushing now, so softly. Like, I had so much joy in my heart that I used to have a journal that I used to keep then. And when I got home, I wrote in my journal, I said, I think I've met my future husband. And the reason why I said that was because when I was like growing up, like maybe 18, 19, I always, even my friends, and they say it now, that I always used to say that I know that my husband is a leader of some capacity. It was like a weakness. I had a conviction that I'm not going to marry just a normal guy. And in my myopic mind then, I thought leader in the capacity of a pastor. So I was actually, even when I was preparing for marriage, I was positioning myself as, I actually may become Mommy Gio in the future, But so I was like, you know what, Tosin, you better begin to, lay all this weight aside if this is the clear picture that God has shown you. My husband is not a pastor, just to put out there, but he's a leader in his capacity in everything that God has placed him to do. So that was that. So when I was going over, I wrote in my journal, that wasn't like a confirmation, but I just want you to know like how the state of my heart was. So fast forward to the day I speak about. He calls me that evening, and then he goes, hi Tosin. I don't know, I'm sure you remember, baby. And you called me and you were like, hi, how was your day, pleasantries, and then you said, so you wanted to speak to me. I'm like, oh yeah, carry on. He was like, I don't know how this will come off, but I'd like to be in a relationship with you that will lead to marriage, a serious relationship. And he was like, I'm not saying this to put pressure on you. Mind you, this was the next day. This was on Monday. We met on Sunday. Yeah. I'm not saying this to put pressure on you in any way. I just want you to know that this is my intention for our relationship. And you guys, guess what your own girl said? I don't know if you remember. I was like, you don't even know my middle name. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you don't even know that my other name. You don't know anything about me. And he's like, well, I don't need any of that. This is what I want. Like, I don't need your middle name for anything. This is what I want, and this is what I'm just telling you. So I said, I don't know what to say, but I'll have to think about it. Do you remember along those lines? Anything different?
No, I think that's
okay. You're gonna answer what derive those thoughts, your own method of asking out, but don't worry about that. So, and you guys, I'm gonna be very real with you guys. Like, bio wasn't my first relationship prior to that. I'd seen a couple of people, and the traditional way of guys wooing me, I wasn't used to that. We're always friends first, and then they ask you out, and then you guys become official. So this was, I meet you, I tell you I want to marry you, the ball is in your court. That kind of, platform. So that's how it came off to me. So after that, and I just started saying that, I'm just going to start. So obviously, I told you guys that when I met him, I already had like an inclination. I like the aura, I like the spirits. So I started praying about it, obviously, like, God, please, if this is the one. And mind you guys, I told you I had another guy that was, asking me out. Not even just one, I had two other guys that were viable suitors, but I knew that I wasn't going to marry them. We were just friends, but they were still close to me anyway. So those were the other guys, and then I just kept on praying that, God, please, I really like this guy, but I want to have complete peace about everything. You guys, Vayo did not call me again after that day. Like, you didn't even call me to say, how is my proposal? Not even say hello, have you eaten? You did not call me for like 3 weeks. Like, or even a month. I was not thinking that you just came and dropped a grenade and you're just like, see me there, you know. And I've now, you guys, my husband doesn't have any information online. It's just maybe recently I'd gone on Google, I had Googled everything about him, nothing. No Facebook, no Instagram, no Twitter, nothing. So I spoke to one of my church members, because obviously I knew his church. One of his church members that was my good friend, and the woman was like, shout out to you, Yobola, if you watch my YouTube videos. And she gave him a good word. She was like, trust me, this guy is a fantastic guy. I know him very well. Comes to my church, he's lovely, he's awesome. Like, trust me, Tosin, you got yourself a good one. And I was just like, I beg, everybody's a good person there, oh God, you know. So that was actually how I was thinking. But obviously, as I said, the more I prayed about, and that's the thing about my husband said that once you have, that's in our previous video, if you haven't watched it, please go watch it. If you have a relationship with God, it won't be hard. It won't be like, you won't need to fast night and day. It's just this, you know how God speaks to you. So obviously when it's time, you just know. So I had so much peace about him. So when he finally called me, funny story, the day he finally called me, I think I was in the kitchen, I was cooking chicken or something. I just had my phone ringing. And now because we had talked, I changed his name from Bayo RCG to Bayo Saxophone from that night that we met. Because he told me he played the saxophone.
Yeah.
And when I now saw my phone ringing, and you guys, you know MacBook now, like once your phone is ringing, it starts to ring on your laptop. I just saw Bayo Saxophone. You guys, if you see the way, my light has gone up, I'll just go on anyway. You guys, if you see the way I ran to my phone, like, I was like, finally, this guy calls me. And then I picked up and I'm like, hello? Like, I still know. I know the next one, I was like, hello? I was like, hi, Tosin. You guys know me very well. You know me, I don't have airs around me. I just like, I wanted to say, my honest wanted to say, now what? Do you understand? But I was just like, hi. I was like, how you doing? I'm like, I'm good. How's it going? And I was like, what about what I talked to you about? Now this was already like maybe November, December. I was like, you know what? I haven't made a decision, but you know what? Let's be friends. Let's hang out. Take me out. Let's go out to places.
Yeah.
Let's do fun things. So that's how we started now. Going now, we started on. I think the first day I asked you to come to my house for lunch, I kept you waiting for an hour. I'd gone to the city center to buy some food, things that I wanted to cook. So he came and we already planned to see from just like 5 to 6. So he had to wait till 6. And then he came, I made him lunch, we just talked and then he left. Nothing, not even stay too much. Just brother-in-law, sister-in-law. Then after that we now started going out. He took me out to eat a couple of places and then I started going out and I didn't say yes till the next year. I know I took like 4 months. I didn't say yes, but it was still. He kept. Then he started asking me like, and you know, obviously, the more time he spent with me, I think he started growing fond of me. So obviously, I could see all over him that this guy was really, really into me and stuff. So that was that. So that was how I said yes, and this is how we started dating. What was the first thing that you bought for me that you remember?
Oh my gosh.
Think.
That's a killer question. What was the first thing I bought for you?
That you said, I'm going to buy this for Tosin.
Flowers and cake.
Yes, that was actually.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Yes, that
on
was
your birthday, I think.
That was it. No, you had bought me something before that. I remember that was the first like really thoughtful gift you had bought for me.
I think it was flowers, definitely.
Yes, but it was when I was going to the airport. You got me flowers or something like that. It wasn't for my birthday. My birthday was later. It was in June.
Yeah.
It wasn't for you. had bought me flowers. I thought that was really sweet. Okay, so what was the first thing I bought for you? I remember what I bought for you. So I bought it for you on Christmas. That same year that we met. I know, like off the top of my head, I can say.
What you bought for me? A shoe?
Yes.
Okay.
So next question. When your family met me, what was the feedback they gave you privately? Obviously, I know every family will definitely give feedback. I'll tell you mine.
In person, definitely.
Anyhow, on phone, in person, it's up to you.
Yeah, there was no negative comment. Obviously, because
do you remember
you only met them when we were in Nigeria.
Yeah, I only met them
so
in person.
things were already in progress anyway. So at that
there was nothing much. There was
it was already determined that
Okay.
the relationship was going to go ahead. So
Anyway, I don't remember them saying anything about, yeah, you gave me feedback. But my own, you guys, I'm from a very close-knit family. Me and my dad were like this. We talk like every day. So obviously, when I told my parents, oh yeah, before I skip, I said yes to him January 25th. It was on my mom's birthday, so I remember.
Yes.
So he had called me that morning. By the way, his pastor had called me to tell me that I'm wasting their son's time. No,
I don't think did he call you?
yeah, he called me, but not like he did. But I remember clearly, he said, my name is Pastor Richard. I know you don't know me, but you know, my son, a very good son in the Lord, told me about you, and I just want to, I said, sir, I was just like, I'm not giving him. I was like, okay, take your time. Wish you all the best. When are you going to Nigeria? He called me, I remember. Anyway, that left. So I was really like, okay, I already told Pastor, okay, So I was just a bit tricky. So when I got back to Nigeria, I said yes, because that morning he called me, was like, what's up, what are you doing? And I was like, okay, yes. So like, yes, what? I'm like, yes, I commit to be in a relationship with you, this one. Right, do you remember what you said after?
No.
You were like, oh, thank you so much. I promise not to break your heart. And thank you so much. I'm so grateful. Oh, you made my day. It was so cute. Like, I know to you maybe like, oh, but it was so cute. I was so floored. Like, oh, this guy really loves me, So that really, really made me happy. So that's that. So back to telling my parents, I told my dad, I just sent him a text message with my engagement ring. And then I was like, okay, we'll talk about it when you come back to Nigeria. Because I got engaged in Glasgow. And then I went back to Nigeria. I'd come to Glasgow again for holiday so that if you don't know me, you may not lose track. So I went to Nigeria. And then I now told my parents. My father was like, my dad just gave me A4 paper. My father's an accountant. Just the way I am, very to the letter. Just gave me A4 paper. I write everything about him, his dates, where he's from, his parents, his genotype, his this, his that. I said, God. Like CV. His name is this. How old is he? Genotype. Now, our genotype is different. I put it there. Everything. I shall put everything that I know. I even put it was head boy in secondary school. So at least maybe they will say, at least they have sense. I put was head boy, he's a PhD holder, he's a this, he's a dude. No, then I was still doing his PhD. I put doing his PhD. I put everything in paper. And I didn't know already. I was like, okay. Does he have any bad habit that you know of? Does he smoke? Does he drink? Does he I said, okay, that's fine. Give me feedback later. And that was it. We never spoke about it again. Then I showed my dad, obviously I showed my dad his pictures. My dad had gone on LinkedIn. My dad had stalked him. My dad had started, and we're from the same state in Nigeria. Coincidence, we didn't plan that. We're from the same state. So obviously our parents actually know each other. Like my dad knows his dad from ICANN conference. Like they're both accountants, not like personally. So obviously that's how. So my parents my mom was just like, you know what you do? My like and you're too. My mom is my mom very theatric. She was like, you're more like, because that's mom like I'll try and put the translation here, like, to say I know you. I want someone that is calm for you, someone that is this. Was so happy. Like just like when is the wedding? By the way, I got engaged January, we got married December. We got married June actually. We had a legal wedding June and then we had the party in December. So that was really how everything turned out. So that was really, really good. Our families love each other and that's how it's been.
Thank God.
Thank God. Oh gosh, thank God. So final question is, what is your advice for a young man or young woman that, is not sure, like maybe they have a couple of girls that they like, obviously, you're not the first person that you actually liked, but a couple of girls that they liked, and what would be your advice for the person, making the best choice?
The only way to make the best choice is to know yourself. Each time there is external confusion is because there is misplaced internal identity. So,
let me say that again.
I said each time there is external confusion, it's because there is misplaced internal identity. So, being confused, it's not. The challenge isn't that there are too many good options. The challenge is that there is no direction from yourself. Now, if there is strong direction from yourself, you can never be confused. So I think you go on a journey of self-discovery. That's all.
And go and watch that video again.
Yeah.
All the
self-discovery
advices are there. Thank you, love. Yeah, you're right.
Thank you.
So I think for me, what I would just advise you, see, women, be yourself, soak yourself in God. God is not, as my husband always says, God is not a Confucianist. Soak yourself in God. You will know, if you are in God, you will know God's perfect will. If you're not in God, that's when you'll be confused, and that's just the truth. No one can sugarcoat it for you. If you truly are, living the life out for God, you're not dilly-dally, you're not trying to do with God. You will know. So that's my advice. Anyway, the bonus last question that I actually received a while back was, when you look back,
yes, what
has been the most thing that when you pray that you're grateful for about our marriage?
I think just provision of the ability for us to see each other, even though, because we're involved in a long distance relationship, we only saw each other when we came for holidays and things like that. And I'm grateful we had access to resources for us to actually see each other, when you're
Okay,
away.
I get what you're saying.
So I'm grateful for that opportunity.
I mean, in the marriage, if you look back.
Oh,
so
you mean the
married
marriage?
for 2 years,
yeah, you mean what I'm grateful for in the marriage?
So far, like when you think about like our relationship, what are you grateful for?
I think I'm grateful for your personality. That you're quite full of life. Although I'm totally different, but I think we complement each other in that way. Because if you have
so
two
sweet.
hyper people.
So me, I'm hyper.
No, I'm not. Well, yeah, I think
I'm
that's
more
what
full
I've just
of
said.
life. I like the positive.
Yeah, more full of life. It doesn't mean I'm not full of life as well. I think I'm much more reflective. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
It's not.
So life is about balance. So I think that balance just works perfectly. I think.
I love you. Anyway, I think for me, what I'm most grateful for when I look back is the fact that I didn't miss it. I married God's perfect will for my life. And daily, I'm reminded of that. So it's not like I wake up in the morning and I'm like, hey, this guy deceived me. No, I'm happy that God, God never leads you astray, but you're happy that you're enjoying the benefits of God. I mean, it doesn't mean that two of us are Angel Gabriel and Michael, but I know I married God's perfect, so I'm grateful for that, and I'm thankful. And I love my husband.
I love you too.
Okay, enough motioners. That's the end of our video. Make sure you
subscribe.
Hey, you already know. Make sure you like, you share, you subscribe, and you share with a friend. I love you guys, and I hope that this video was edifying. Until next time, stay blessed. Bye-bye. Yeah. Come on, sit down. I'm the one from the video. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel.
My name is Tosin Alabi for those.
Oh my gosh!